Welcome back, Overwatch fans, to another amazing night.
We have a fantastic match tonight, no question about it.
Oh my god, yes!
But the barrage! Make sure they can't even follow up afterwards.
And Wash is down 2 in this fight thus far. Make that 3, make that 4 right now here. Dynamic team gets a 4-man tire.
Those who find the picks will save the fights, and they don't really need to save what they've already won.
100 and 3 with the primal rage.
Experience tranquility.
Hello, everybody. You go ahead.
I'll tell you. No, you go ahead.
You go ahead. You go ahead.
It's 11 in the morning. I'm tired. I don't know what's going on anymore. It's EU.
West Coast? Oh, I'm so disgusted.
West Coast, Best Coast. I'm drinking some sweet tea inspired by Johnny's Burritos, not by Sweet Frog. That's a reference if you watched last night's broadcast, but we also understand if you were tired and didn't do so. Now we're gonna do the EU version, but sadly no guest hosts. Maybe we'll drag someone randomly in here.
It's possible, but
maybe.
Yeah. But as always, going to be a lot of fun in the EU scene. The players are really. You've heard of the EU crack pipe, I'm sure, where just they'll play whatever they want. A lot of the time, the EU ladder is run over by Reinhardt. I'm sure you can tell by the London Spitfire recently having a very good 3-3 stage playing Reinhardt when nobody else would. So, always good to see a potential for a Reinhardt gameplay, and I think Zohan just fell asleep for a quarter of a second.
I did. Yeah, it's fine. It's whatever. We're gonna go. Well, I don't know what's going on. The teams were all filled out, and now they're not. So, it's All-Stars. I don't care about telling that. Usually I would be like, I would just make some references. But now you get to see the behind the scenes mentality of the caster. So it's a little bit of fun. Also, because there's no interview, so I'm like, I don't know, I have to make something up. I actually have to talk now.
Well, Zohan, I'll interview you. You have the opportunity to make any Overwatch hero you could possibly
What's your favorite ice cream flavor, Ty?
My favorite is chocolate with Reese's cups and Reese's pieces inside of it, and also peanut butter swirl.
There's like 3 people who are going to get why we're saying this. Anyway, well, a quick breakdown of the event is our first 2 maps, which are going to be Rialto and Route 66, are going to be on the stereotypical 2-2-2. As you know, they have on the season. These all-stars are, we're fit for each role. And then our third map is going to be King's Row, where there's a bit something special, Ty.
Goats. Everybody loves goats. Everybody loves watching goats. Except for people in 2019, mid-2019 especially. But, everybody outside of that time period loves goats. It's the El Clasico composition. Moose Track ice cream is good as well. I just want to mention real quick. I don't know why I bring it up. Nobody in chat mentioned it or anything. I just like Moose Tracks. But yeah, goats, very fun composition to watch. Reinhardt, everybody loves Reinhardt. Zenyatta, everybody loves Zenyatta. Everybody who doesn't love Reinhardt loves Zenyatta. So eventually it works out.
Yeah. Well then, going on to Lijiang Tower. It's all one role. I forget the exact ones. I think it was Garden is all DPS. Night Market is all supports, and then Control Center is all tanks.
Yep.
And then finally, actually we're not doing, so it's different for EU this time. Yesterday it was Mr. Heroes, today it is going to be No Limits, which I'm just guessing means goats again, but honestly.
I mean, no limits also means no hero limits, so you could theoretically play 3 Reinhardts, 2 Lucios, and a Brig, and, that's...
Yeah, so goats. Actual goats.
Yeah, what goats could have been, aka, actually you're just going to have 1 Reinhardt, 3 Zaryas, 2 Brigs, and a Lucio, and the Reinhardt just gets 3 bubbles every fight.
Easy mode. But anyway, yeah, we do hope you enjoyed this. This has been a fun season of Tranquility. I think, you and I in particular, especially since we did the NA broadcast last night, means that we started with the NA broadcast and ended with the NA broadcast for Harmony tier overall.
Well, for you, at the very least, I'm doing the next 2 games as well, but
I'm saying, if you look at the Harmony tier broadcast in NA, we did the end and the start and the end of it. I'm not saying that's where you ended.
well, that is what you said, but let's not get into
Not
it
what
too
what I
much.
said.
Still
I said
waiting on
with the
two-
NA broadcast.
Still waiting on 2 of the players for Indigo to get into this lobby. Just going to be another second or 2, as they are having some banter I cannot express on stream. So, should be fun once we get into the games. First map will be Rialto, as Zohan already said. 2-2-2. Any heroes you might want in a 2-2-2 format, any comps, Balls, Zarya, you could play Bastion. There's a lot of Bastion played last night for some reason. Probably because it's All-Stars and nobody wants to take it seriously.
Anyway, so we're gonna have some fun.
Oh, we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have some funny business while we wait for the teams.
We're gonna have some fun. That's our producer's cue. Fun.
They're working on it.
Fun.
Give her a second. She's working on it. Sorry. We're gonna have some fun very soon.
All right, I got this. I got this. I got this.
What's your least favorite flavor of ice cream?
Okay, this is gonna be a controversial pick. Mint chip. I don't like mint in ice cream. I just don't like that.
You know what else is kind of terrible?
Our favorite chairs.
Okay, well I wasn't gonna go to that. I was just gonna say coffee.
Oh no, I was
ice
reading the chat. I like coffee ice cream actually.
How do
actually-
you like coffee ice cream? Coffee ice
I
cream.
actually really like coffee ice cream. Well, it's at a place I grew up in.
Mhm.
I would my order would actually be like, it would either be this like special thing they do there, or it would be a coffee like malt shake. It's actually really good.
As for
I'm like an old man.
oh yeah, I can tell given the fact that you like coffee ice cream. The point of
And
coffee
malt.
is a hot drink. The point of ice cream is a cold snack. Coffee is not a cold snack.
Have you had
cream is a
cold
hot
brew?
drink. Cold brew, yeah, sure. If you want cold brew, then go have your cold brew over in the corner because I don't want to see your face.
I don't drink cold brew. It's fine. I was more just fun.
Oh, fun! We're gonna have some
Fun.
Oh wait, that's the fun. That's our fun.
Oh, here's our fun. You get to see. I think I'm pointing the right way.
Interesting.
Am I pointing the right
Right
way? In the middle.
Wait, no, right here.
No, you're doing the wrong way, Ty. I'm doing the right way.
Yeah, I'm doing it the right way now.
Now. Oh wait, here. I forgot I have soundboards. I can be really annoying.
Make sure that they know to not say anything too obscene, because the chat is on stream at the moment. I should say, yeah. Be nice, chat. Yeah, be nice, chat. Make sure you're nice. Twitch chat, you can do whatever the hell you want. I don't care. You guys, you guys are maniacs, anyways. But Overwatch chat, be good, please. Thank you.
I'm adding soundboards.
So, on the topic of chairs, favorite chairs, least favorite chairs. My least favorite chair is the one I'm sitting in right now, because the back of it recently broke, but I'm still using it because I don't have another chair to use, and so it's just
Wait,
like,
did you just say unlucky?
I like it.
There we go. I have a soundboard for that.
Thank you. But it's like constantly stabbing me in the lower back very softly, and I can't ever like get rid of that. And also the bottom is like stiff, so it feels like I'm sitting on nothing. Like it feels like I'm sitting on like a very like a rock with a blanket on top of it. That's what it feels like.
Oof. Oh wait, I didn't edit this yet. I need to change this. Never mind, I got it.
Obese Walrus. My day is going fine. It could be better. I'm gonna get myself a chicken sandwich later.
Oh, could we just drag the entire All Stars into here?
No, that would be horrible.
Could we do that? That sounds amazing.
And my name is Ty, by the way, not Tina Mai. It's only there because that's my Twitter handle at the moment. I'm just letting chat know, Kizo.
And mine, Ohan. I'm not gonna respond to that because they just misspelled my name entirely. I even said hi to them earlier. I joined their chat and said hello, and they spell my name Ohan. I'm not like
Ohana
an
means
Irish
family, and family means Zohan.
Zohan.
You know, this is starting to get a little bit cursed of a stream.
It's already
I
a
don't know what
cursed
I mean
stream.
by starting.
It's a
to.
cursed stream when I decided to actually join it, and I'm too tired to actually speak coherently.
It started to be a cursed stream when 15 minutes ago we had 12 players in the lobby, then we had 10.
Please do not drag players to our hidden realm. That sounds way different than what I what?
Yeah, but don't drag players into our hidden realm of secrecy.
That's what I was going to do. Oh yeah, let's all do that. Should we do that? Let's do it.
Camera? No.
Yeah, let's do it.
Leaving us.
Yeah, let's just all do it. Okay.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
we're all gonna
good.
do it based on it. One. Okay.
The all-star hangout room for a moment.
All right, let's join. 5, 4,
4,
3, 2, 1, go.
I'm not joining. We debated him. We did it. We did it, chat. We did it, chat. We baited him successfully, and we're not joining the other channel. Look at him. Look at him over there. He thinks he's so cool. He thinks he's so smart. He did the countdown and everything. No more Zohan. A perfect stream, huh? I mean, you should probably watch your mouth if you do.
I've been. Are we starting? I'm confused.
What happened? What do you mean?
Oh, they were like moving themselves into different lobbies.
Oh. Well, probably because they have 12 people. Oh,
We're starting the Rialto. Let's go.
Finally play the game. Get rid of get rid of the Twitch chat. Just take them and Alright, get rid of them. Yeah, get rid of them. Nobody wants Twitch chat. Nobody cares about Twitch chat. All we're here for is to hear the beautiful voice of Ty Munster Overwatch and Zohan Cast. Isn't that right?
Nah, dude,
Okay.
honestly, I think they want the memes. It's fine. But we're gonna watch it anyway.
I mean,
On a screen, the screen for the game is so tiny for me right now.
it is.
Oh yeah. I legitimately don't. I'm not. Honestly, I would never say that on stream
watch
usually, but
your
it's
mouth.
so tiny. It's like 2 inches.
Watch
Can't
your
see it.
mouth.
It's insane right
The
now.
potty mouth. They are a potty mouth.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Can I get some potty? Can I get some potty mouth producers in the chat?
I'm like, I don't know why it's.
Yeah, I'm sure. By the way, they said our producer said, "I'm just trying to host a funny stream, and you're making my life miserable." Yeah.
Attackers
All right.
incoming.
So
All right. Well, you know, going into this, the game's starting. Orem Indigo going with it. They have a hog ball inside of Orem. I'm literally having to bend over my chair to look at the screen. It's really fun. Oh no! Orem has gone down. They've lost a player. The defending side.
Ball has fallen.
Ball has fallen.
Roadhog has fallen.
We know what's gonna happen after that. Ty, take it down from here. Oh no, but they're coming back. Echo 2 OP.
Good fight for Orem. There's Zenyatta's popping off. Yoshi I feel like Yoshi's a player that even I recognize, and I've said it before, I don't recognize names very often. Yoshi, kind of a freak of nature. The guy's really good.
Yeah, no, it's insanity. It's absolutely insane. It makes me want to play a Spider-Man song, but I'm gonna wait for that. Oh no, the Widowmaker. I can't read these names well, so I don't even know who's playing right now.
No,
It's-
you
no,
haven't
it's-
actually
it's
changed
on-
it to the Overwatch stream. It's still on the. It's still set
It's
to
on this
OBS
cool OBS 3.
screen. It didn't change.
I'm just watching something so.
It's
crazy.
over to change it. You need to turn off the stream and turn, not like the Twitch stream, but you need to turn off the Discord stream and turn
This
it back
is
on.
professional
No,
Overwatch.
It's not changed for us.
It's fun.
All right, well, we
Alright.
what do you mean after the next team fight? It's already done. The team fight's done.
Anyway, first
Alright.
streams. This is All Stars, everyone. You get to hear the behind-the-scenes action and
This
all
isn't
the
even
drama
behind the scenes. This is just us being
on this stream.
manic.
Oh, the cap Indigo is capped.
Good pulse
Indigo.
bomb to take out the enemy Brigitte. Most people assume Brigitte counters Tracer, but explosive armaments counteract a armored lady.
Yeah, let's go with that. Oh, and some tactical shooting of the ground after their deceased opponent.
Well, Overwatch does want to be a tactical shooter with the Overwatch 2 changes.
Oh.
Going dark for just a moment as the producer actually fixes it, and it's finally fixed. Look at that. I know what I'm talking about, Kizo.
Our producer is amazing, and she is art. Please give me good lighting. Thank you. That's what I'm requesting. Anyway, now that I can actually see the game now, hey,
These Zenyatas are going wherever they want.
I just don't know what to say about that. I'm just so confused. Please provide constructive criticism for our casting crew from Nightbot. Honestly, today is the flanking Widowmaker didn't work. Oh no.
Yeah. It's looking like
Oh, no.
another point capped pretty quickly for
Ooh, nice shot.
Joe. Yeah, great shot from Zumi. Another point. 40 time take, pretty good.
We're switching. I'm confused. I hear sound cues and I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Anyway, Zumi uses the infrared sight. They know where Rubix is. Rubix goes down 4:30 on the clock. Yoshi not on the Zenyatta anymore, actually on the Lucio. Just wants to have a bit of fun. Sadly, no Ana, so there's no boost to Lucio.
But you do get to rally Lucio, which is kind of pretty bossy if you think about it.
Interesting. Ooh, Tumadre. Sent them
Tumadre.
back to their mother.
Tumadre is kind of popping off right now. 3 kills, Rubik's 1 on their own. That's the first kill that wasn't from a Wrecking Ball this fight.
Welcome to the All Stars chat where I attempt to make new jokes for broadcasts. Anyway, they switched over to ball. The ball died.
Oh, no, they actually switched off the ball, the non-ball player.
Oh no, they switched. Yeah, they switched to Winston. The Winston died is what I meant to say. I'm tired. I told you this.
I'm sure. So, a little bit of a attempted spawn camp, but I think that Indigo are kind of bleeding players a little bit, and Aurum need to make something work with this and make some space happen with their player advantage, but with the fall of Rubik's not looking likely.
No, indeed. They have to keep going in there if they want to win. Did you know that if they got the point to the end with time, that they completed their objective?
That is true.
It's
So in Overwatch, if you capture 3 objectives, then you automatically win the map or not automatically win the map, but you completed the map on all maps. But Obese Walrus doesn't quite want them to complete the map yet with a pin onto Draconis. Normally you don't see Tracers hit by that.
Oh no. What? I clicked something. Anyway, 2:30 on the clock. Cart's only 2 meters away, but no one's able to touch it. No one's able to push it. We're NA broadcasters, which means we don't talk about meters. We use feet and yards. And so I'm gonna say that the cart is 15 feet away now.
It's actually closer to 20 feet right now.
I thought like, oh, is it 3.5?
3.2-ish, if I remember correctly, feet.
Yeah, well, 4 times 3.2 would be like 14. No, 14 feet.
14 feet is 42 meters.
That's what I was saying. I was like, it was 4 meters away, and it was times 3.2,
yeah, but
like 14 feet. It was 14 feet.
At the moment I said it, it was at like 5. It was almost at 5 meters, so, you know, 4 times.
Honestly, Kizzo just needs to like make her mic on stream so we can have an interview person.
Yeah, we needed
do
interviewee, and
we knew it.
Your interviewee.
Yeah.
That's what we did last night with food. So Kizo, welcome to the interview. How's your day going?
Oh, Mike's still not on stream. A minute 15 left.
It's a pending question. You have a minute and 12
If
seconds.
you had any chance to, if you could add any character to anyway.
What's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
Have you had Sweet Frog? This is like, yeah, we're starting the. This is the Tranquility All Stars universe.
We're starting to become a cult of bad jokes.
Tranquility. Oh, I love this SF Shock skin. I have the same SF Shock skin, and I have an SF Shock jersey. And I've met the SF Shock. I like the SF Shock.
Obese Walrus was actually doing a great job of keeping themselves alive. What'd you say, Kizo?
I just hear bias caster. I'm not casting the Shock right now.
Ah, it's an excellent Earth Shatter from the San Francisco Shock. Not a single player on but the entirety of the San Francisco Shock get an excellent Earth Shatter. And look at that, the bomb. It's terrible. It does get one, but it's against the San Francisco Shock, so it's automatically terrible. I am Zohan.
Like 2 CP, got him cringe.
I don't quite understand what you're saying.
Initiating match.
Alright,
So,
I think my mic's on stream now.
Hello.
Is it for real?
Well,
Chat,
we're gonna ask.
Let us know if you do not hear Kizo and what she is saying, and if you do not, then we will get it fixed. But coming into here, it was a good cap from Indigo. Only 18 seconds, but capping third on Rialto is rare anyways, so it's a good cap.
Just play a character you normally don't play. Oh yeah, Kizzo, how are you?
Exquisite. Mizumi is now on the Bastion.
Attackers
With no shield, it's going to be hard to keep them alive with this style of composition, but Hug and Milk Torture is always fun to watch, fun to play. Unless you're hoping for a shield, in which case, good luck, buddy.
optimizing strategy.
Never stop fighting for what you believe in.
Double mating. That is called the, if I remember correctly, it's a bulldozer composition. Where you play Winston, Reinhardt, Lucio, Brig, and you just walk into the enemy team. It's
Okay. Hey, now I'm on stream.
Hello, welcome. Welcome, Kizo. Well, we've been told to talk about the cast more.
Oh,
In
that's a shame.
Tumadre.
It is important.
That's a shame.
We are casters after all, not podcasters.
Did you see last night? I'm sorry. Last night we didn't do that. I think we casted for like 2 minutes the entire time. For like 3 hours.
It's a great sleep from Skyflower to help get the pick onto Yurei.
Oh, nice. Ooh, there was a Roadhog hook off the map by Rubix. Respect the 1v1 is in the chat currently as we, ooh, nice, another hook, but not the confirmed kill on Tonight Moon. Obese Walrus charges in the back line straight into the waiting Bastion.
And Bastion, very threatening. These Walrus didn't quite respect it as much as they may have needed to, and hook down for the other Roadhog. This should be a 1v1 for Rubix, but some casual observing might be going on. I got no clue. Ana 1v1 has been decided as well. And so both the 1v1s seem to have been decided, and the payload not quite gonna move yet. Stay full wipe Staple with J. I don't know how to pronounce that name. Getting a few kills in the tank mode should be able to finish off this fight.
Public service announcement: Rubik's is bald.
Is that true?
Alright. Is Rubik's bald? Okay, so how's your day going? We're gonna interview you now.
That's alright, I guess.
If you could design any Overwatch character with any ability, what would it be?
I'm not gonna answer that.
You're not gonna answer that?
It'll just show how little I actually know about this game.
Alright, better question then. You have been producing Tranquility Gaming for this season alone, correct?
Yes.
How are you enjoying being a part of the Tranquility group and being a member of the production team?
It was great up until today.
okay, you didn't need to say it like that, but I'll try to, be professional, ask a good question, and you're like, yeah, it was good, but then I met you.
Alright, well, we're watching some very professional gameplay right here. We had a whole hog in the back line. This is why we need professional casting in this game.
Yeah, so we're gonna see this character do the thing and maybe kill somebody. Yeah.
You are a very professional Overwatch caster.
I know, right? It's almost like I don't do this.
A good pick onto Yoshi, who had gotten a good pick on the Nightmoon, who I believe got a good pick onto somebody earlier as well. Sleep Dart and Biotic Grenade should guarantee Staple does die, and they do. Luna picks up that kill with a melee, with Recite going to be a pretty big threat in this fight from Draconis. The AS on the cast, I guess. Very chaotic fight going on right now.
Currently, right now, we have...
I didn't ask for that.
We have Yoshi coming... Yoshi just went down to Zumi. Mateo just went off the map, sadly, but I don't know how else this is gonna go. Team Madra was able to finish off Luna, but with 11 seconds left on the clock, they have to cap this point, or else Indigo are gonna be winning game number 1. Zumi is able to take out Rubik's. Yeah, it's not looking to be likely. Indigo are most likely going to be going up 1-0 in this very serious All-Stars series. No one is able to touch, and sadly, it is confirmed Indigo has won the first map of Rialto, 1-0.
And a biased caster, the team with the player who didn't have a shock skin, he says unfortunately they won. So, but good highlight intro plus skin combo, wrecking best skin in the game in my opinion with this one, and good play from Indigo in a very chaotic...
Wait, by the way, I said unfortunately they aren't able to touch.
I said unfortunately they will take the round, but that's just me. That's a lot of healing.
Kizo, I want a confirmation. What did I say? Okay, I'm gonna go with what I said then. Oh.
Your mic isn't on this scene. Okay. Moving into map 2, again we will be playing 2-2-2 on this one. Route 66. Probably a lot more of the old chaotic quick play comps that have been pulled out here from both sides. And again, there's no subs, so you don't have to worry about that. If we did have subs, then we would have interviews to be doing in the EU casts. So unfortunately, no interviews except for Kizo, our producer. And as I always say, give your producers some credit. They do a lot of work. Observers do a lot of work. Casting is probably the easiest part of this whole setup. We just talk about what we see on the screen. Observers and producers do a lot of work behind the scenes that really goes underappreciated. I always say it every stream, but I feel like it's important to mention. Also, the chat is unaligned with your little text box thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta change something really quickly. That's okay. Where is it? Now we're good.
Oh, there's a Widow 1v1. The old classic Draconis versus Luna, the honorable 1v1. Luna's already ratioed Draconis in the chat, and They have agreed that there will be no fighting until the 1v1 is finished. And given the fact that there's also 2 Torbjorns, could be a Hammer 1v1 as well, and that would be fun.
Alright, so we're looking at some Brigitte.
Brigitte Lindholm on both sides as well, yeah.
Yeah. Because it's release Brig. This is something we added into the All-Stars. This is 800 HP. Can't ever die Brig.
Not quite. Don't be tricked, chat. Don't be tricked. She does not have 800 HP. Oh, it's a Hammer 1v1 that we're seeing. Sorry.
Oh, Hammer 1v1.
Fight on payload, Yoshi says. That would give your Torbjorn an unnecessary advantage. Because the payload provides the slight bit of healing. Or no, sorry, it would give Zumi. Oh, first hit from the Zumi gets it. Early damage and bleed. That looks like he's gonna fall, but he's getting hit after hit.
Ooh, I actually think Mateo might have this. Mateo's able to bring it back, so now it's 1 hit. Oh, no, they walk back into it!
All chaos is let loose, and now finally the payload might start to move, and Luna immediately took out Draconis.
Well, based on what we just saw, Aurum has won the map. I don't care what the scoreline is. Aurum has now won, based on the ancient rules of Torbjorn 1v1s.
It's the ancient rules of Overwatch, really. Whichever Torbjorn can get the hammer kill first automatically wins the series, not even just the map.
Yeah, they have now won.
It looks like it might be a little bit of a rocky road to get the official win, though, even though that's the official win. They might have a rocky road getting the official win because they're getting stuffed up at this early choke. Pretty rough, and Rubik's could be the pick that they need to open it. Or Matt does fall, and there's 2 picks for Indigo. Third coming in as well. It looks like they're going to get through first point at some point soon.
Mateo won that. Aurum should be winning.
That is true. Yes.
You said that the official win for Indigo.
No, I said the official, not the official. The official would be whoever caps the point the furthest and holds the best. But the official... No, I think I've got that backwards. The official is Torbjorn 1v1, but the official is whoever plays the map objectively better.
Anyway, right now, actually it's fairly decent hold by Aurum at the moment. Getting a couple picks here and there, but not like a necessarily consistent win. Actually, now Nightmoon all of a sudden just pops Rally, and as this is release Brig, can just destroy everyone in the game. And yeah, it's actually decent little bit of play there by our Brigitte, and actually forces them into a spot where they might not be able to touch point. So the first cap will be coming out.
The self-destruct as well does find the enemy Roadhog. The turret looks to be one of the MVPs of the team. 2 kills as well. First point will be captured by Indigo, who look to be establishing a further lead at the series. Good little tech there. Anybody watching at home, if you're playing Wrecking Ball, that's a tech where you can jump. If you jump barely before you come up to a straight vertical wall, then you can actually launch yourself up. And for slightly slanted walls like rocks, the Temple of Anubis first or second point on the outside walls, stuff like that, it's a lot easier to do that tech because you can just jump on the slant and it'll slightly push you up. So good tech to keep in mind at home. Mateo also wins another Torbjorn 1v1. This time, no hammers, just nails.
Bam, bam, bam. Anyway. Indeed. They're actually getting pushed back now after what was a great hold by Aurum. Now they're starting to just have a lot of space taken from them. 2:30 on the clock. And of course, Indigo's already up 1-0 in this series. So if they're able to win this, they go bring themselves to match point and amazing prize of bragging rights and all-stars.
No, not even a single team with the bragging rights either, just the players in themselves being like, yeah, we're better, and if there's any players who are on the same team on either side, which is possible because of the number of teams that were in EU, harmony, then you could be like, ha, turns out I'm the better player on our team, and not you, you smelly little Torbjorn player. And Mateo, you know, Ops decides, I've diffed you enough on the Torbjorn, I'll diff you on the Doomfist, and Draconis disagrees, takes them out. And Gravity as well.
Yeah, that was a nice Krabby. Honestly, I'm getting... Yeah, Indigo's starting to look a little cleaner here, just starting to get the picks that they need. And this may also just be the fact that Aurum, I think maybe just having a bit more fun with their compositions, a little less serious.
Probably, yes.
I mean, definitely a lot less serious. I mean, if you look at Indigo's, besides, you know, I wouldn't run Torb and Widow together, but you could arguably see both of those roles with the rest of this team comp.
Maybe you'd rather a Tracer or a Soldier, but for sure this is definitely a viable composition that Indigo's running. Meanwhile, Aurum have definitely been playing sillier comps with Lucio, Brig, Ryan, Zarya, for example, at the moment. The most serious comp they've probably been on this entire map, but I mean, also probably their least fun stuff.
Yeah, no, and honestly, I'd rather have fun. Why not? You know, it's obviously All-Stars. It's not. We talk about bragging rights, but it's meant to be fun. It's meant to. You're meant to enjoy yourself here. And still, though, Indigo with 2 minutes left, already getting so close to the end that they might be getting an incredible time here. And I don't really think Aurum can touch here.
Yeah,
I mean, they can touch, but not too much.
Indigo have looked really good in that first map. Even though they are playing the more serious comps, they've still looked very good. It could just be Aurum holding back their true power to be that Shaggy moment like, oh, Zoinks, it's only 5% of my power, and then they just pull out real comps and start mopping the floor with Indigo, but we have to see if that happens.
Indeed. Indeed.
Our producer is laughing, and I don't appreciate it.
Good chat.
Can we stop with the real comps? Thank you.
Stop with the real comps.
Thank you. See,
Never mind, you can laugh at
now
that.
people know. Neon Widow isn't a comp, it's throwing. Well, your team is winning and you got picks. So yes, it is. It's a legitimate playing here.
To quote the TF2 theorem, the better sniper wins.
Better sniper wins. We're gonna go with that.
Ready for battle.
Just outgamed, sorry.
This happens sometimes, you know, somebody has got the better aim, and I think they might be done with the real comps at this point. Bastion, Ball, Lucio, Moira, Orisa, Widowmaker, that's not real, that's fun, and that's what we're here to do, ain't that right, folks? And it's Aurum who take up the mantle as the serious comp try-hard sweat lords.
I know, jeez. If there's a diva, that is a try-hard comp right there. Oh yeah, now I'm still Sigma.
Oh, never mind.
Sigma, I need Yoshi to go Zen. Arguably, it's still.
Yeah, it's still very sweaty actually. If Yoshi played BAP, then this would be Giga Sweat, but still quite sweat-worthy. This is a spawn camp with
Oh
the
no,
Bash,
spawn camp with the Bash.
Oh,
it actually might work out.
Good lord.
Oh no.
Oh lord, it's a massacre.
Oh.
Aurum torn to ribbons out the gates, and you know, what are you gonna do against Sebastian and your spawn doors? Hope and pray, my friend. Switch to Doomfist. Yeah, you can't exactly punch somebody into the wall when they're rooted into the ground.
I just let the gameplay speak for itself, which is they're trying to go into a lot of pew pew.
Yeah, point and click adventure game. Not even any adventure, just the point and click game. As Zumi does get hooked, maybe a little bit of adventuring necessary to keep themselves alive. And wow, what a boop from Tu Madre.
You say that again?
Tu Madre.
Okay. Anyway, going into this next fight, Luna gets taken down very early.
And the
Draconis, please let me play.
He's out. Minefield from Tu Madre. Doesn't find anything directly, but the chaos that ensues from it. Tank form as well. Riding on the roofs a little bit. gets picked off. But the first couple of picks for the defense means that they can finally, you know, leave their spawn doors, which is a huge improvement for what has been happening so far.
Yeah, they can actually get a little bit out. Oh, I like this Reaper guy. Very strong character. You know, has a great movement ability. Two revolvers.
Do many damage. The ball immediately deleted thanks to Sky.
See, because you know, 3 to 4 hits to execute a kill.
Yep, that was 4 hits, and it did execute a kill. So,
everyone, the copy passes. It's coming.
You know, we do have both tank ultimates from Aurum and a pick as well, so this is likely to be the payload rolling onto second, even though there's a sound barrier and a bongo on the other side. Not super likely to get much value unless the tank form does just delete the Ana. And, you know, Mateo, on the flank, gets 2 of their own with the J Silly.
So the flank was outflanked by another flank.
Yep, you got outflanked.
Yeah.
And the one wheel destroys another wheel right there, so.
You know, I know where you're going with that, but... Oh, the other flank? Is this flank going to be a better flank? It is a better flank, but can another flank be a better flank of a better flank? An aggressive push from Rubik's not going to be working out, being punished by Izumi. But they're able to cap in the end.
Death Blossom used does get 2 from Luna, but the Bastion does eventually shut it down. And it should be the defense getting another foothold here, and the last thing you want is a Bastion with a foothold.
Yeah, I mean, you know, what's worse than that?
Your wife leaving and taking the kids is pretty bad.
Luckily, neither of us have a wife or kids. So...
Speak for yourself. I mean, I
Who
don't.
were we talking about early today getting rid?
Oh, right, Booth. Yeah, Booth is on his wedding day at the moment, if I'm not mistaken. So,
congratulations, Booth. We love you.
Congratulate Booth on taking a very impactful step in his life, and you know, it's a big step as well. But you know, we're not here to talk about marriage and all that mushy stuff. We're here to talk about Nano Brigittes and Overwatch.
Nano Brig, that may be a bit too early because they now have to run all the way to this Streets phase, but well, second of the Streets phase. Well, what would I call this?
Street phase. This is like saying Street phase is like, oh, it's second point in an Overwatch map is just the Streets phase in every map. And this is kind of the Streets phase, given the fact that there's a Streets on this phase.
I just, you know, with Route 66 in particular, like, you know, the first 2 points are basic. Oh, he's a... Oh.
You can stand on that?
Oh. What?
I didn't know you could stand there.
I just love how Staple totally thought they were like the best player in the world right now because they were able to stand on that and get back up into getting immediately hooked and taken out.
Yeah. I mean, c'est la vie. Happens sometimes, but looks like the defense is starting to establish a foothold. Nice boop from Night Moon. Does get that elimination onto the Ana. Another boop. Not quite gonna kill the Doomfist unless he doesn't have an uppercut, and Mateo flung off the map.
Bam, bam, bam. How did...
what is that, Euro?
British Pound.
British Pound? Okay.
It's British Pound, yeah.
British Pound. How did the British Pound live? Brexit.
No, that's the pound is not surviving that. Anyway, not getting political on cast. Especially on the EU broadcast. Well, they're holding well. The side of Indigo is.
They are holding very, very well. 30 seconds left for Aurum. Need to make something happen or they will be put on match point in Event Beacon. Nobody wants to lose the bragging rights. It's a very key thing.
Very prestigious.
You know,
incredibly prestigious.
Only 24, what's 24 times 6? Only 148 people have won bragging rights in Tranquility, given the fact that, assuming there's been 8 All-Stars, there's been 2 teams for each All-Star, 3 divisions for All-Stars, and then, 6 players per team. So 154, because I forgot about last night, only 154 people have won bragging rights with Tranquility Gaming in the postseason. So to add yourself into the 160th would be very prestigious.
Incredibly prestigious indeed. It's overtime. Orem have to do something here now. If they're not able to do it, Indigo are going to be going to series point, of course, and this All-Star. The Moira healing onto the Bastion was just a little bit of an icing on the cake. And the whole hog to victory will mean whole hog to victory is what I meant to say. So it means Indigo will be going to 2-0 in this series time.
Good play from them so far. Orem, they're just having some fun, not really taking it too seriously, but I mean, what a pair of boops actually that was. You need to take this more seriously if you want to win the bragging rights, Orem. It's very, very important that you do so, or else you're just giving Indigo free bragging rights in this game, and, who wants that? And if I do remember correctly, Orem won last night, correct?
No, Indigo won last night.
Indigo won last night. Okay, so there's a potential for Indigo's sweep this year. So that'd be pretty interesting, but before we can get to that, we do have to go to our 5-minute, if I'm not mistaken, halftime, and we will be back with you just shortly to, I think you know what's coming, Kings Row. We're playing Goats. Am I back in? Okay, I am back in. Sorry about that. Welcome back to Tranquility Gaming. I am Ty Munster, joined here again. Don't be fooled by that. That's just my Twitter handle. This time joined by Delphi, who has been replacing Zohan. He was feeling a little tired, so he's going to be stepping off for the night, or for the morning, depending on where you live in the world. It could be EU, could be NA, could be Korea, I don't know. And I don't judge, but here we are about to go into King's Row Goats. Everybody loves Goats. It's the classic.
The infamous Goats Row that we have in our All-Star games here and over in Tranquility. I'm absolutely so excited for this. Honestly, like, everybody hates Goats so much, but I love watching it. Like, Overwatch League for a while, when it was going on, it got a little boring when it was the only thing for like 2 years, but coming back to it after not being able to play it on our own is always so much fun, and watching these teams formed from all different teams and try and come together and try to play this comp, which requires a good amount of coordination. It's going to be very interesting to see how well they do on their own. So I'm very excited for this, honestly. When given the opportunity to come and cast this, I was like, yeah, I can put work off for a little bit. I don't need to work right now. I've got some time to sit down and watch all these goated players come in and try to run goats on their own. So I'm very excited.
Yep, it's gonna be a lot of fun, and of course, EU is the region most known for its Reinhardt gameplay. Usually that's in the pro scene, but still, you see a lot of Reinhardt played at all levels in... I just realized the graphic on the stream. I don't think that was there yesterday, but that's neat. EU is the region most associated with Reinhardt comp, so likely to see a high level of gameplay tonight, or today, or this morning, whatever, I don't know.
Or yesterday.
Or yesterday. Who knows? Could be.
I think it's tomorrow in Japan right now. Well, it could be tomorrow.
Yeah, well, I'm excited to see some fun gameplay next week in this map.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, this is going to be really exciting. I'm very I'm anticipating this moment. Goats was always one of my favorite ones coming into All-Stars in my last few seasons that I was in it. It's definitely one that I tried to get into. And as a Lucio player, I take any excuse I can get to play especially running it down hard in Brawl. I'm very excited for this.
Likewise, sorry, I'm just eating some pizza. But likewise, I'm a huge fan of the Lucio. Actually, fun fact, I played every role, but the two I've been best at were main support and generally tank, but mostly main tank. So Goats is very clearly...
It's your game. It's
my game.
Comp.
Yeah, it's my comp, my game. My favorite heroes are
starting off out of the game.
Yeah.
We're just going right into it. No team staging, this WM1 like you do in normal Goats, honestly. We already have a pick on the enemy Brian, on the red Brian. The team names I know it's Arm and Indigo, I just forget which side is which, if you want to...
Indigo is red, and I mean, red is the thing that Mizumi is seeing with 91 charge already. Luna got a pick, but looking very, very good for Indigo to cap this first objective, and I mean, 92% to this first grab compared to 61 from Luna, and Luna wasn't even doing that bad of a job. Just shows how good Mizumi's been, and they look like they might want to re-engage already, but I mean, that's a shredded Reinhardt and a Graviton Surge just to confirm it.
Yeah, that is absolutely crazy. You know that Mizumi is a good Zarya when the second hardest ult to get in the game is the first one acquired on behalf of Indigo here. So that is absolutely massive. Bubble usage is phenomenal. Even out of fight, still 70% charge going into this, getting some cleanups and taking the fight all the way to third for these staggers to try to get as much card progress as possible. No, I think it's Indigo is clearly coming out very strong in the beginning here, and let's see if Arum can make some space with their rally, with their beat, and a big shatter coming up too. Let's see if Mate can pick up a big shatter.
Halfway to this next grab already from Mizumi, and like you said, the shatters are online. The first one to get value is going to be good, and it looks like one use, not much found from it though. The Fire Strike use, that's an opportunity to use your Earth Shatter, but looking more for a mind game read as Luna gets the first pick this time, and Aurum striking back. They're getting 2 kills, 3 kills now, and they're going to be pushing forward. Have to get Mizumi out with this charge.
Yeah, Mizumi is looking like the carry for this team, and if you think about it, Zarya is a lot of the damage in this comp.
Huge eat!
But what a huge eat by Rubik's on Mizumi's second grab. That is absolutely massive. Mizumi looks like they're going to die here as well, and that's big, shutting Mizumi down in this fight.
Great bubble as well from Luna to keep the Lucio alive, I believe it was, and just going to touch the spawn doors, confirm the kill onto the enemy Reinhardt, and Luna now the one absolutely farming on this Zarya, 54% to the Graviton Surge at max energy. Just going to prevent Mizumi from finding too much value, but you only have a Shatter. Goats is fast at building up ults, but you want them up as soon as possible. And with just a Shatter up online, this trance bomb rally, a lot of things can be used to stuff you up here.
It looks like the fight is kind of all over the place. Usually you see goats kind of being right in each other's faces, but we have people off-angling and taking the flank, so it's interesting to see how these teams are going about these fights, but it looks like Indigo is going to clean up here and push Aurum back to third point once again. Cart is only about halfway though, so they still have a lot of progress to make up.
Rubik's sitting at 61% to that bomb. Really key ultimate to use with the Graviton Surge in these combos to Goats. The bigger bang combo, some called it, is super important. It's a nice pick from Tu Madre onto Yoshi, actually. Just an unstoppable force in the tops. And remember, these are balance changes. 250 HP Brig with a 300 HP shield. Not perfect, but good as you're going to get.
I remember those days, and boy, were they not fun.
Yeah, no, not a lot of fun, but the Grav seems to be having fun from both sides. Not a lot of value, but does lock a couple people in place, but stall this fight out, meaning World's just going to be built up like that Shatter, which is good. Matt does get one, the bomb, another, the big bang in a different way as Luna gets a bit of more cleanup, and the second point will be capped despite it! And Indigo given a gift from God, Aurum giving it to them for free.
That is rough because Aurum was winning that fight. They were gonna hold it right at the cap point, and they ended up walking up point for 1 meter, and it ended up costing them pretty much all of second point. So now Indigo is coming in with a strong upper hand. They don't really have the ult advantage right now, but they have the closer spawn. All it takes is that one pick on the Lucio in the backline, and they're gonna be able to walk through and clean this up. The trans does come out from Yoshi for a little bit of sustain. And, you know, it's just kind of a big brawl right now, pressing Q to see who wins, and it's going to be interesting to see who comes out on top of this.
Good Shatter knocks one to the ground, but you don't quite get as much value from it as you may want.
That one's
Shatter. Bigger. That's what I'm calling our Shatters. He gets fell despite it. Matt no longer in this fight, and a bomb gets two. Another gift, it feels. Indigo just constantly given lifeline after lifeline in these fights.
Yeah, that's the rough thing about Shatter is you can put 8 people on the ground, but it doesn't matter if the rest of your team isn't there to follow up. So, you know, as big of a Shatter as that was, I believe it was a 5 or 6 man, it still wasn't enough to clean up the fight because the rest of the team was down.
Smart pin to get back to the team, does get you fell despite it, and Staple with the pin on the other side and Earth Shatter available does get just Obese Walrus. The Lucio will fall eventually, but Tu Madre with the rally online, and Skyflower with their own gets knocked off the map. Don't care, never will. And 237 time bank for Indigo is looking very, very sweet.
Yeah, it seems like Indigo has a really good ult rotation right now. You know, they have the Transcendence for the grabs coming out. They're getting picks before the Shatter comes in. So Indigo is definitely using their ult economy a lot more efficiently than I would say Aurum is, and it seems like no matter what ult Aurum decides to throw in there always seems to be an answer on the side of Indigo. So they're able to just pull it up and sustain these big win condition ultimates from Aurum, and they're just able to continue winning the fight after fight after fight.
Yeah, it's just it's Goats is so fun, man. I don't know what to tell you. I just love watching it. I love casting it. I never really got to cast back when Overwatch was the Goats meta. I was actually a player back then. I played off tank. But being able to cast it as a play-by-play, I started out as a play-by-play, never got to cast it, transferred more into color, and I started casting, you know, joke goats, as I like to call it, this sort of situation where it's joke goats. And now, finally being able to play-by-play goats, it's so exciting because there's always action happening on screen. And even though it's not exactly your kind of action where, all right, cool, clicking heads, having fun, it's so much more intelligent and less mechanics, but more game mechanics reliant.
Yeah, there's definitely a level of coordination and understanding of different variables in the comp that are required to pull off goats pretty successfully. I mean, just ult combinations on their own, you can't just press Q with all 6 ults. You gotta be able to know which ones are good good combinations and stuff. When we already have some picks on the side of Arm here, Yoshi does go down, so they're losing their speed, but they're able to clean it up without it, as there are only a few people left on the side of Indigo. They were doing an interesting strategy, trying to hold spawn doors a little bit close, not giving Arm any space, but it doesn't look like Indigo are able to pull that out.
Yeah, I mean, they have enough speed with the picks that they got. That was speed enough into this, and they're already, just like we saw in the first round, going all the way to the spawn doors and down with the Brig, potentially down with the Zarya. You need this kill onto Mizumi, or just force the grab. That works too, getting the kill anyways, and removing that charge from the situation. That's a win-win from in your books, your Aurum.
Mizumi pulls out the inspirational solo grab, and by solo grab I don't mean grabbing one person, I mean grab. They're an interesting situation to put themselves in, but Obese Walrus ends up using the Shatter on a D.Va who is demeching, so you know they traded one win con for another, so they're really not out of the fight.
With the picks coming in, it does look like they should just be able to walk through to Madre, investing the rally in here, and Mizumi does get the kill. It looks like Obese Walrus is getting a bit too big for his britches, and they're starting to get punished. Matt now on the Zenyatta, not his signature Reinhardt, and Mizumi falls to the bomb from Rubik's. A little bit of a misposition with no personal bubble, and the Zen on the flank is free pickings, a cherry on top of this whole situation. But Yurei not going down without a fight in the Graviton Surge from Luna as well, just to stuff him up a little bit in the streets phase, and they're just not backing down. Draconis with a kill onto Skyflower. Double support ultimate, just do it. I don't care anymore. You're going to potentially get this hold here on second, and bought enough time for Staple.
Yeah, and Indigo has a massive ult economy advantage over Arm right now. Arm really only coming up on that rally, which isn't super fight turning. But, you know, Indigo is opening up with a bomb. They have the Shatter, which ends up hitting
big.
Absolutely
That's a big one. Yeah, that's just what you need in that situation. You kill the enemy main tank, give him a little bit of the tactical crouch, and despite the rally, some people call it the best ultimate in the game, but can't exactly stop a GOAT's composition at maximum firepower.
Yeah, it is very good for sustaining, but when you have all that damage coming in from the Discord Orb, from Focus Fire, from Rhine swings and stuff, rally is not as good as keeping everybody up as something like Transcendence is. So definitely not as influential in a GOAT's fight as something like Trans or Beats. But we do have Indigo, Indigo doing a little bit of spawn camping here again, trying to see if they can make it work for a second time. But a massive Shatter coming up from Obese Walrus doesn't look like they are going to be able to manage this spawn hold. He said, no, the only spawn you're going to be holding is your own. Get back there. We're going to go take cart to second point.
Yeah, the disrespect is out and the W is in. I say that as Mizumi actually disrespectful grab in the back. Gets the enemy Brigitte, gonna do nothing but stall their own stagger. And the cart will just get a couple more meters and a worth in the chat for Mizumi. Just, yeah, I know what I did. Do I regret it? No.
Yeah, I mean, if Mizumi has grab every 2 minutes, why not use it on a Brig or on any individual, honestly, just to get that extra BM in and just be like, hey, look at my grab percentage versus yours every fight, and I'll just show you how superior I am. So definitely worth it just for the Eagle grab, in my opinion.
Mizumi might be missing it now as the grab comes in for Luna, but Draconis with the self-destruct is the one to actually get an elimination in spite of 3 ultimates used for Aurum, and none of them get as much as you might want. They're sent back hacking to their spawn doors. Rally from to Madre as well, just to guarantee a fight win here. Skyflower keeping themselves alive decently. The Brig 1v1, Brig in the boxing ring. I don't know why I said it like that, but Shatter from Obese Walrus as well. You're gonna miss that one too, potentially.
Yeah, I mean, it does look like Indigo is committing a lot of ultimates here, kind of unnecessarily. That rally wasn't really needed, and neither was the Shatter, so, you know, obviously these guys, it's all-star games, they're not really playing for a trophy, more so bragging rights, so it doesn't really matter. They're probably not hard-comming. We're all just having a good time here, so it really doesn't matter if you solo Shatter or solo grab or whatever.
The cutoff! The cutoff on the Staple, they knew he was there, and rather than rushing him head on, you just cut off the Reinhardt from the rest of the team. Graviton Surge with no Transcendence available means you're going to get the free cleanup, and Matt did get theirs forced, but should be a second point at some point or another capped for Aurum if they keep at this pace which they've been going at.
Yes, I definitely agree. Aram is starting to, get some kind of footing in the fight, and they're able to get a little bit of leeway here. Let's see if it's a second point cap. It doesn't look like... Oh, they actually are contesting. Oh, and here comes Staple on the side with the Shatter. Nobody even knows to see how big it is.
Oh, they do
Tries
know.
to do the 360, but gets stunned out of it. What a Chad move, but got absolutely shut down.
360, you're a 0 to me, and the Brig Bash stops the Shatter from finding its value. Dragon, or self-destruct, Draconis forcing it from themselves, and the remech doesn't find much. Sound Barrier from Night Moon finds almost their entire team, but doesn't do much in terms of value. The fight's been going on so long. Obese Walrus is about to come back in from that flank shatter earlier. Mizumi does get Skyflower, no more Brigitas in the fight. This is perfect Overwatch according to some. And Matt, again with another kill. This guy is on Menace on Zenyatta. No ultimates available except for the Transcendence, which is being used, but Yoshi will have the Sound Barrier to counter anything that you might have to worry about. Mizumi not quite going to have that grab quite yet, so you don't have to worry about that, but the Sound Barrier is up for when you do need it.
Absolutely. And again, Aram is able to get a footing and start making a little bit of space here, but Luna does go down early to Draconis, and they're going to take this opportunity to push and see if they can stall out card a little bit more. Obese Walrus goes down, and is just going to be...
Yeah.
Just...
Seems like Delphi might be cutting out a little bit. Could just be me, could be the stream. I'm not 100% sure. So probably gonna have to see if we can get that worked out real quick. Earthshatter used it from the spawn doors, does fine too. The tanks main and off. Zarya considered a DPS in that situation as Mizumi, the DPS, gets the kill into Obese Walrus in a stealth spawn shatter as well, and a little bit of a back cap from whoever D.Va. That's so much space made.
Yeah, that is a lot of space made. People are, they have to go all the way back to the cart. It looks like Rubik's is going to get demeched here, but that space made is really important. Actually, the beat comes out saving Rubik's, but that might not be enough to save them.
Yeah, the Zarya can do so much damage. Luna wishes they had as much charge as Mizumi does almost constantly. Another grab used. Another grab is huge. And the Sound Barrier from Night Moon does keep the team alive while they aggress into it. But Matt, with the Transcendence, can't save you from that one, as the Shatter from Staple Wife does end up being big with Luna invested grab in a lost situation.
Yeah, that was a massive grab, but again, there's no follow-up. There's no Ryan or Brig to swing on it, no Discord Orb to do any kind of damage to the enemy team. So as big as that grab was, it wasn't as influential in a fight, and I'm sure they wish they had it right now as all of Indigo starts just destroying Arm here.
I feel like Mizumi has had an average energy above 60, above 70 maybe. It feels like Mizumi is constantly at max charge, just... That's at 180, 195 potentially if they have the GOATS code fully up. That 195 DPS constantly from the side of Indigo, just melting people. It's 3 seconds to destroy a D.Va mech, a little bit over that obviously because, not quite, and then the armor, but it's a lot of damage from Mizumi, who really is the hero of GOATS in that round.
Yeah, Mizumi definitely put Indigo on their back here and was able to pretty much just turn every fight, had grabs almost every fight at that point, or definitely close to it, and they were able to just kind of clean up most fights. That average energy is absolutely crazy. 41 elims with high
energy kills. That's nasty. That is something you don't see often in even back then in the GOATS era with Overwatch League GOATS teams. They're just nasty. Hi Yoshi, we see you. In Lijiang Tower, we'll see you play a lot of different heroes, because this map, if you don't remember, every map, every round is going to be a different role in which everybody must pick. Control Center, if I remember correctly, is all tanks, and then Garden is all DPS, and then Night Market is all supports. I could be wrong, but I'm not, because I'm very smart.
This is another fun one that I love to watch. Definitely very interesting. We're going to see a lot of people on roles that they're not used to playing. So we have people that are normally playing DPS, playing support and tank, and it's going to be interesting to see how they're able to adapt and how they're able to stay alive. These points where they don't really have self-sustain, they don't have, it'll be interesting if they're
You still having a little bit of a microphone cut out, Delphi. It's cutting in and out.
I'm gonna try to fix that.
All right. And while you do, gonna just, you know, if I remember correctly, this is the one where it should be all supports. And yes, remember, there's only 7 supports that currently exist in Overwatch. Yeah, it's that number, and neither team has picked Mercy, which is really just the way it should be in Overwatch. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I totally agree. Let me know if this is any better, by the way. I'm trying to optimize this as best as I can.
So far, you haven't cut out.
We do have Rubik's going on to the Mercy, though. Valk could be big, honestly, with the extra damage and the group healing. It might actually be a big fight-turning ultimate when you get into a heavy brawl.
Yeah, not a fan of Mercy personally. I just don't think the hero is very fun to play. I think, obviously, she has a very, very high skill cap with all the movement techniques and how she can manipulate her beams and how she can use those movement techniques in tandem with one another, but really to play her generally optimally in 90%, it's not super fun. But Yurei having a lot of fun themselves, gets the diff onto the enemy Baptiste, resurrected by Rubik's, which is another big advantage of the Mercy. Resurrect, you get to turn your every team fight into an effective 7v6, and it's a skill orb that finds 2 from Mizumi.
I think that each team is really going to have to focus their anti-nades here and see how much they can, capitalize on some of these anti-nades, because in a comp that is just all healing all the time, you really want to make sure that you can cut off their healing and get some kills here. But then we also have the immortality field anyway from both teams that are able to keep them up. So I think it's going to be a matter of hitting big nades, but also being able to stay grouped up enough to live inside of an immortality.
No more Lucio here for Aurum. Switching over to that Moira and Yurei. Yurei has been an excellent Baptiste. Another kill for them as well. And a menace on this high ground. A menace on the battlefield.
Yeah, I definitely think Baptiste is the DPS hero stuck in support category just because they do an outstanding amount of damage, but also an outstanding amount of healing. And being able to capitalize on that is absolutely massive. Having a good Baptiste on your team in a team full of supports is going to be very influential to these fights.
Sometimes it can be hard to burst down a composition where it's literally just 6 supports. Zenyatta and Baptiste are your 2 main burst supports, so they need to find a lot of value. Biotic Grenade can do the same, and we see improvement there. 2 Madre does fall, and it looks like another spawn camp fight win for Aurum, who... Or not another spawn camp fight win, but their first spawn camp fight win is Matt, I don't know what it is, Matt, mate. I don't know. I just realized I could have been calling him Matt this whole time when it's mate, but they will get onto this objective in the cap.
Yeah, Indigo has been doing these spawn camps. I wasn't here for the last few maps, but for King's Row, whoa, okay, Obese Walrus just decided that they had enough and they were going to go explore the bottom part of the city. But, it doesn't look like the spawn holds are working out in favor of Aurum that often. Or, sorry, of Indigo, but...
Yeah, it's unfortunately no Lucio for one team, but it's a raid boss on the other side to Madre. So far has been a pretty good performer for Indigo and a very potent threat on the Brigitte right now. And I believe on the previous map as well. I can't remember if they played Brig or not. I think they did. And there's a quick cap through for Indigo after losing it. 35% for Aurum, not a whole lot.
Yeah, that was just a mash of Q buttons right there, seeing whose special effects can out special effect the other team. And Indigo ended up becoming on top of that. And now Indigo really only has beat, window, and they're coming up on a Cole as well. Aurum really doesn't have much of anything here besides a beat. They do find the pick on Madre though, which could be pretty big walking in, but Luna does go down to Draconis, and Yoshi is on the flank on that Ana. Let's see if they're able to pick up anything with those nades, or not really, because Indigo is just kind of walking right by him.
Yeah, Obese Walrus giveth, Obese Walrus taketh away from jumping off that map and to getting the first pick. Not a whole lot from it, however, and again, no mercies on the battlefield. Just started out how it should and ended as it should. Even though those mercies during the game, it ended off the way it should. And yeah, Indigo will get the win for that round.
Totally think that Mercy is the least optimal hero for a comp like this. As big as Valk can be, when you don't have Valk, you're kind of not contributing to much. The other enemy team just has that skill orb. They have the Moira damage. They have the group healing. Everything is more, there's a lot more damage coming in. So a lot of these fights, you pretty much just have to out damage the enemy's healing, and that's what they were able to do with the Moira, which you weren't able to do when you had the Mercy. But now we're heading over to Control Center with all tanks here. It's going to be interesting to see what comps each team picks up.
Yeah, it's going to be the 6 tanks versus 6 tanks. If there's any Orisas on the battlefield, that might make me cry a little inside, but looks like not as... Yeah, I think my personal biases are starting to show. I don't like Mercy, I don't like Orisa. When we get to DPS, we'll really have something to chew into, but... I mean, this is the... Oh my god. Tumadre? Where did you come from?
That's a bit of a feed, but they're somehow able to make it out with no supports whatsoever, and they're just kind of rolling around, just being a nuisance in the backline, and it's working out because Indigo's team is able to push up, and Draconis gets a kill on Rubik's, but Yuri does get traded by Yoshi. They are on that Orisa for some sort of bunker, and just kind of sustain the Indigo dive here.
Somehow Tumadre goes into the backline, survives, and you know, at this point it's just the cleanup for Indigo afterwards. It's looking really, really good for Indigo at the moment. It's looked really good for Indigo the whole entire map, and I don't remember if we've ever seen a sweep in the All-Stars. I think I remember last season somebody talking about how that's never happened before, so if it happens now, that would be kind of wild.
I wasn't here for the maps before halftime, but I'm assuming they were all in favor of Indigo here. Yeah, so it'll be absolutely massive if Indigo is able to totally sweep, and it looks like they're going to be able to get this, you know, this fight as well. They're really not trading a ton of ults. They use Mine, they use Whole Hog, and they use Diva Bomb, but they still have 3 others coming up. But on the other side, on Aram, they do have 4 ultimates coming up that could potentially turn or even win a fight.
Perfect bubble from Matteo. I don't know anymore. I don't know anymore. Obi's Walrus was at such low health that you need to walk into the spawn doors or just commit with your own life. And at this point, they do have those ultimates online, but with the time it's taken to accrue them, the Primal Rage used for Yurei, the ults are starting to come back online from Indigo, and Yurei decides to just, yeah, I'm going to smush my way under the ship and die.
You know, last one, I think it was Tumadre who decided to explore the bottom levels of the city, and now Yurei is going to take that same tourist trip as well, and they're going to start making their way to point, picking up these staggers on their way.
A solo shatter onto Night Moon, that's what we call a main tank differential. Skyflower takes out the Baby Diva before the remake can afflict them with any true harm, and should be, yeah, like you said, a cap coming in that eventually does. And heard a lot of people say they don't like Ball today. I'm not a fan of that mindset. Ball, personally, one of my favorite heroes, and Tumadre is doing a very good job on set hero.
Yeah, I mean, especially in all tanks, Ball just kind of has to disrupt as much as possible, ruin some positioning, and just be annoying. You're not really going to frag out because there are no squishies to slam and do a ton of damage on, but as long as you're ruining some positioning and just being a little rat like Wrecking Ball is, then you're able to get value from it, and it looks like it's working out because Indigo is able to get point back, and they're already at 81% anyway, so it's just going to be a stagger fest for Aram trying to see if they can win this fight.
Be on the ball themselves this time, opting in for the potential 1v1 between hamsters, between rats as you so call them. But Tumadre, spawn door minefield is out and about with Staple no longer in the Diva mech. It's looking like a good opportunity for Aram to get into here, and over time, even though it does clock in for Indigo, there's still the opportunity to get the cap in unless some massive frags happen for Indigo.
Yeah, Indigo is able to pretty much pick apart Aram's positioning. You know, Aram is kind of playing...
Oh no.
Indigo using... Here comes Mizumi, the Hulk, able to... and that goes the Rhine and the Monkey that are down, which are pretty much your front line with the comp that they have.
Instead of it was a little bit of a double-pronged because you started cutting out, and the Whole Hog killed the enemy Winston because those both earned an but Yurei with the Primal Rage is going to find one Obius Walrus. Falling 40 damage per smack doesn't sound like a lot, but a good Winston can really make a lot of work, but a good Reinhardt can also make a lot of work out of a 3-man Earthshatter. Not much in terms of kills, but does stall long enough, does get a kill eventually, and Matt, whatever you may be, gonna get a 2K to top this fight off, and Aram looking good.
Yeah, Aurum is definitely turning this around and kind of taking these fights. They're starting to recognize how Indigo is playing, which is this very split kind of play style, so they're able to capitalize on that. And we do have a Diva Bomb and Mines on behalf of Aurum here, and the Mines are used just to kind of make some space and see if they're able to force Indigo out.
94%, 95. Luna does get the first pick of the fight, but Yurei just starts the 3K for the side of Indigo. Each one gets one apiece, and this looks good for Indigo, bad for Aurum. The HPs are low for Indigo, however, so there's still a chance to get into it, but a Roadhog with a whole hog on the battlefield. Biggest weakness of that ultimate is the widespread and low damage because of the knockback, and if you get the high damage maximum firepower, it can do a lot. Against these big hitboxes of tanks, it's really easy to get that high firepower. Elise Walrus gonna get a kill, and the grab up as well. Yoshi gets Night Moon, so it's looking good for Aurum to keep this point under their own control, but it's all up to the staggers at this time.
Absolutely, and it looks like Aurum might actually end up taking a point here after Indigo was looking so dominant, but right now there's just a bunch of trades coming in, a bunch of staggers. I imagine it's going to be a fight of ultimates. Draconis does have that grab coming in when they get there. There's really not a ton of win cons on the other team, especially with Rubik's just going down. Not having that shatter is going to be very important. Yoshi is going to have that mine, that minefield. But I think I just caster cursed it when I said that Aurum was doing so well, and it looks like they're going to win the fight because all of Aurum pretty much fell. Indigo is able to rally back and win the point. What an absolute turnaround for Indigo.
That's called the Mizumi turnaround, as they get 4 kills in that one fight. That's kind of nasty. I know that they were on Roadhog, but wow, that was kind of nasty. And moving on to Gardens, yes, we do play all 3, even though technically Indigo have won the round, therefore the map, and have already won the series. Gonna play the 3rd one out just so that then you guys get to watch some DPS play, because we all know you are some freaks who only like DPS characters, and I want you to guess which DPS character I didn't want to see.
I'm gonna assume something like Sombra or Doomfist or Mei.
I do hate Sombra. That's a good shout. I think Sombra's a very poorly designed character for Overwatch. I do hate Mei too. Mostly to play against. To watch, she's fine. To play, she's fine. But to play against, hell. But I'm actually a very big Doomfist connoisseur myself. I love the rollouts. I love the high skill cap between the hero, and Night Moon doesn't. Takes out Yoshi. Not a fan of the Doomfist, I suppose.
Just decided that, you know what? I don't want this Doomfist in my game anymore, so I'm going to remove them. And then Tumadre goes down as well, so it looks like both teams are like, let's run Doomfist, but deny the enemy Doomfist, just because we really don't like Doomfist that much, but maybe just a little.
But it does look like, but not like that.
Exactly. But Indigo is able to clean up again, and it just seems like individually, Indigo is able to outperform their counterparts in most compositions here. And especially in DPS lineup, it's really less about team coordination and more about just the individual mechanics and how they're able to apply their own skill into a team. And Indigo is just able to kind of overpower each individual and win their own fights.
It looks like Skyflower wanted a touch, but just got brushed aside by Tumadre and the rest of Indigo, and a little bit of a stagger on themselves as the Bastion Symmetra combo can do some pretty funky things here.
Yeah, I'm excited to see if they're able to do some kind of TP to point with Bastion and set up, but, Indigo is holding close enough, investing Pulse Bomb, Draconis is in the backline, dashing through everybody that it's, Aurum just isn't able to walk through it all. They're just getting forced out as soon as they walk out of this front choke.
Yeah, there's no opportunity, it feels, for Aurum to do anything. Another kill for the Widowmaker. Staple looks so good right now, and 2 more kills just to top this fight off. I'm not a fan of Sombra, I've already said it, but I mean, when there's a Bastion who's rocking you this hard, I can understand the switch.
Yes, absolutely. And what I would love to see from Aurum here is just waiting in spawn until all 6 are there and then walking out and not walking out one by one into 6 people. But here comes a massive Bastion ult.
The tank form is so scary, it does 200 damage. Guess what? You have 6 DPS and only one of them doesn't have 200 HP or less. And that's a Cassidy. I guess Symmetra doesn't either. I'm contradicting myself. Obese Walrus with a nice elimination, but Night Moon doesn't give a darn. Gets the kill, gets another. Why not? And the spawn camp continues for Indigo.
Yeah, with how close that Indigo is holding, though, RM does technically have a spawn advantage, but it doesn't really matter because they're still all walking out one by one and just dying to the ultimate rotation that Indigo is showing. Like, Indigo just has really good rotations. They're able to win, like I said, these one-on-one mechanic duels, so they're just able to clean it up so easy. Indigo doesn't even get to leave their spawn. I'm sorry, RM doesn't even get to leave their spawn.
Hey, Indigo looking good, looking strong here. Got that. Just feel like they haven't even lost a round so far. They didn't get full capped quite yet, if I remember correctly, but they have just been no, I think they did get full capped on one of the maps. I can't remember though, but it's been great from Indigo and Aurum. Currently 0-4. If they don't take this next map, it could be a momentous moment in Tranquility history.
Absolutely, I'm very excited to see what the next map holds. It's going to be interesting to see if Aurum is able to kind of turn this around. Now, what kind of game mode are we going into for Eichenwald here?
So Eichenwald is the fun one because we're going to see no limits. We could see 6 Bastions, we could see 3 Pharmacies, we could see just a team play Goats again. Everyone plays Reinhardt, everybody plays Doomfist, whatever you may see. It could be just the classic 2-2-2 where you see 2 Winstons, 2 Tracers, 2 Lucios, but it's just whatever the teams feel like playing. Your teammates can't steal a hero from you anymore.
That is very exciting, and I definitely think that Indigo is the more creative team in terms of composition, so it's going to be interesting to see what they can pull out. But also, I'm excited for Aurum because they have this opportunity to kind of take a step back, rally together, come up with something completely unique, and see if they're able to counterplay Indigo here and see if they're able to potentially take a map from them. So I'm very excited to see what kind of comps each team is going to be rolling out on, which we are seeing now. That's interesting. We have all the Ryans on the side of Indigo, and we have 5 Torbs and an Ashe, which, you know, sounds horrifying. Oh, all Torbs now. Okay, so we have big hammers versus little hammers in the middle of this Eichenwald, and it's going to be very interesting to see which team is going to come on top. But if I had to take a guess, I got to go with the Ryans here. There's just not enough damage on the side of Aurum to get past any of those shields.
There is a Lucio and there's 5 turrets, so even though there's not enough damage to theoretically get past the shields of Indigo, there's basically 11 players from Aurum with all 5 turrets. If they could just stack all 5 turrets in one spot, that'd be hilarious. But Mizumi, the most protected Bastion in the world at the moment, or just gonna split off away from all the Reinhardts and get no protection. But Tu Madre is one of the other Bastions, it seems. And goodbye, Obese Walrus.
That was very inspirational. I don't know what they were thinking trying to go in 1v6. And here comes the Bastions with all of the damage. It's just like a Roman shield at this point, where you have a ton of people in front of you holding a shield, and you're in the back line with your bow and arrow shooting at the enemy, and they can't do anything about it. And you know, Indigo is embracing that mentality of just protect Mr. President, and they will do all of the work.
It's like the Russian Legionnaires, I think they were called, or something like that. And now, what's the best way to stop a bunch of shields in your face? Well, blow them up, of course, as you see 3 Junkrats and a Var on the other side. 2 people deciding, you know, we could still use 8 players, so we're going to play Torbjorn despite the fact that we are theoretically hard countered.
Well, you know what they...
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, you know what they say, in any game, whether it be Overwatch League or Bronze, if the turret is the best player in the team. So having 2 of the best players in the team is definitely very important when going up against a ton of Ryans and a Bastion. But
I mean, Bastion is just a super turret if you really think about it, so it could be a little rough to stop that. It looks like somebody might be opting in for a hero switch or not. I'm not sure. Indigo is just scattered across the entire map right now. There's nobody stacked with each other in Night Moon. The 3rd Bastion on the field, 3 shields, 3 turrets.
It's very interesting to see neither team pulling out a support. You think like maybe an Immortality or an Anti-Nade or something to open up with, or some level of sustain, but you know, on Aurum's side, they're kind of just playing their own individual game, and Indigo is stacking together and just hiding behind shields and letting their Bastions M1 sitting on cart. but one of the bastions does go down. Luna does find a pick on Mizumi, so it took them 2 or 3 minutes, but they were able to get that kill on one of the bastions, which is big. And the other one looks like Tumadre is about to go down, and they do. There's finally some level of sustain on behalf of Aram here, and they might be able to clean this up.
People will say that tank form is the worst ultimate in the game. I strongly disagree with it, but Night Moon didn't prove it, or Mizumi, sorry, didn't prove it very well because that tank form did not find as much value as you may want, and now almost a full 6 different heroes out here for Indigo with 2 Mercies, a Pharah, and a Widowmaker, just the double Pharah pocket. Remember, damage boost doesn't stack, but the healing does, so this is just a constant,
That's
constant
evil.
healing damage.
Oh,
How
I
do
love
you
it.
stop this?
That is funny. I never thought about that, honestly, just running a Pharah with 2 Mercies and having one be soul damage and the other one be soul healing, but, if they do get low enough, just stack the healing real quick and they just don't die. So unless they pull out a Widow or something that can one-shot the Pharah, I think it's going to be very difficult to, to shut this down.
Or Junkrat. Junkrat can sometimes one-shot. Not this time, though. Rubik's does end up getting destroyed by Tumadre, and Luna, you don't want to be in this 1v1. You're up against Safara with 110 healing per second and a damage boost with 55 HP per second. I'm not sure that's one you think you want to take on.
Oh, but wow, my English just died. Both Mercies just took a direct rocket, and Luna used that opportunity to go in for the barrage, and they're able to pick up a few, but Draconis does res Yurei. I don't know how big of an advantage that's going to give them necessarily, but we'll see how they're able to capitalize on that. I think they're just going to stabilize at this point, but Aram is starting to push out into this open area and see if they can pick up a few kills, but it doesn't matter. Luna goes down, they get the res on Staple, and they're starting to take the space again.
He's about to be online for Tumadre with 3 Mercies available to go in at any moment. 3 Wrecking Balls. Going to be hard to destroy 3 at once when you have a Pharah who's able to do 154 damage per rocket, and that's your main damage source, given the fact that your other heroes are a Widowmaker, a Reinhardt, and 3 characters who do nothing but heal and damage boost. So it's going to be a little bit hard to take out the armada of hamsters.
Yes, I mean, the more hamsters you have, the harder it is to kill them. You figure each one can get up to a potentially, I think, 1600 HP with their overshield, and if you have 6 hamsters all just slamming into a core of squishies at one time, they're all going to fall over, and you're going to have a hard time killing them. So, Aram has 3 right now. It'd be interesting to see if they go all 6. One coordinated slam could wipe a team.
If I'm not mistaken, it's 1150 damage
okay.
or HP that you can have as a Wrecking Ball at most, but still.
1600 was a little ambitious.
A little ambitious, I think.
Well, thank God it's not, right?
Yeah, I think it used to be, let me think. So 6 players would have been 100 HP, that's not 100. It used to be up to 1300 HP per hamster, but the 50 HP per enemy player nerf did cut that down a little bit, but yeah, a little bit ambitious.
Yeah, I was forced to play ball a lot this season, and I didn't care really to learn the numbers. I just, roll around, do some slams, and just listen to whenever my team yells at me for doing something wrong. So that's all that mattered to me this season, but sorry, we don't need to know the numbers, we just need to know what kills, and it looks like Indigo is going to have all of the ultimates to make that happen. They have 3 Valks, so they're just going to... Valk can pull out the Glock. Yuri gets the kill on Luna. That's massive, opening up a ton of space.
Luna, you might be a Pharah, but sometimes you can't stop what comes for ya. That didn't work as well as I thought it might, but Matt,
It's a good try, it was a good try.
Matt Mate, whatever it may be, does get a kill on the defense, and Eichenwalde III is one of those points which is notoriously hard to keep in control once you lose a player on the attack. So, very good potential to get back into it, and Rubik's, with a kill onto Mizumi, going to keep that snowball rolling and making it easier and easier to hold on to this potential.
Absolutely, and it looks like Indigo is able to sustain here, even though there are trades coming from both sides. There comes a tire out, but it gets shot down by Yurei. Of all heroes to break a tire, it was the Mercy, which is pretty incredible given the fact that I don't even think they had Valk at the time. They were just standing there glocking them while they were pulling out that tire. So.
Form, one of the most underrated ultimates in the game, definitely can stop a barrage easily enough. 200 damage on a 200 damage stationary target is, pretty easy to line up, but it looks like, as stated earlier, Aurum will hold on to this. Three deaths 4 deaths in a row from Indigo were Wrecking Ball players, and they were all from different Wrecking Balls except for like 4 of them. That's amazing.
It's definitely interesting to see how the Wrecking Balls are able to sustain so much, even against the Bastion and the Pharah with the double pocket. But now they have the Reaper and the Tracer out, so maybe they can do a little bit more damage to each individual if they all coordinate. It looks like they're able to do that with Obese Walrus, but Obese Walrus was just kind of in there like swimwear and not really caring. So, you know, they ended up trading their life for it. But we do have Rubik's on the flank, and let's just see if Indigo is able to burst down these individual Wrecking Balls.
We didn't even finish the statement. Rubik's is on the flank. Rubik's was no longer on the flank. Got back to the team real quick. A Bastion is able to melt down a few hamsters pretty quickly. Gatling guns, believe it or not, good at destroying hamsters. So we're
Not a
watching
statement you think would ever come up on Twitch.
I mean, if you ever have a hamster infestation, get a Gatling gun. I think that's the conclusion we could come to here.
That would also be a great solution to if you have a house infestation where your house is now occupied by a house and you don't want it anymore.
Get a bunch of hamsters so they eat houses.
Yeah, and then you get the Gatling gun to destroy hamsters. It's easy.
But then how do you get the Gatling guns when they start to breed and overpopulate?
Oh, well, you know, maybe more houses? I'm not quite sure, honestly. I don't condone any harm to any houses, hamsters, or Gatling guns. Oh, boy.
The plot of a short in Love, Death, and Robots? Which season was that, Apathy?
Oh, boy. It does look like Indigo is able to cap amongst all of our shenanigans here in the casting booth. Indigo is able to push it all the way, get 3rd point, but it was in overtime.
That isn't how... Wait, I know how to pronounce Madre. I don't know why they're talking about Madre. I'm saying mate 02102003. That's the one I'm confused about. Madre. Ah. Oh, so that was a 0 this whole time. I thought that was an O this whole time. You know, I'm not the brightest of casters, but I am. So coming in here, we're looking at 4 Sombras and 2 Hanzos. If they can't see us, then we can see them. Because,
yeah, I mean, you can't die if they don't know where you are, right?
Yeah, that is true. 2 Pharmacies on the defense, though. A lot of damage.
Yeah, with the 3 Mercies, a Widow, like, it's just going to be not a lot of fun for these Hanzos here, as you already see Luna just get destroyed out of spawn. But all 4 Sombras are able to make it, or sorry, all 3 Sombras are able to make it on the flank. Maybe they're looking for a C9 of some sorts, or they're just gonna gang up on Staple and just destroy their dreams. But the res from Draconis does come out, and it's gonna be interesting to see how these Sombras capitalize on their invis and their translocators. It doesn't look like they are actually, and Tumadre and Mizumi are just gonna clean up anybody who decides to touch point. They do get a tick, however, with the 36.3%. So in theory, if they do that 2 more times, they cap the point, right?
In theory, but you know, in practice, that's probably not going to be allowed to happen. And who needs a rocket barrage when you have a barrage of rockets from these 2 Pharas? And I mean, Rubik's, man, you're up against 2 Pharmacies. You're not going to have an easy time with Luna. Luna does seem to be having an easy time with the Mercy gone and the Resurrection used.
And it looks like RM is resulting to this 2 Echo with 4 Soldier composition, trying to just spam out each individual Pharah and out damage the healing that's coming in. But it's kind of hard when you have so many Mercies per Pharah. Like the Mercy to Pharah ratio is you know, in favor of the healing.
It's a little bit skewed away from Pharah, but that just means that if 1 Mercy dies, then you have another Mercy to go to that Pharah, and if 1 Pharah dies, then you know you have 165 healing per second, and you don't need to worry about anything at all at that point, no matter how many soldiers the other team has. But I mean, they do get a good capture here thanks to the abundance of Soldier 76. Who knew that old men could stop birds?
Well, they do enough bird watching that they'll figure it out eventually.
You're so funny.
Oh boy. Alright, we have Infrasight coming up for Staple. We have a few barrages coming up, and the Infrasight does come out, but it doesn't matter. It looks like they might actually go down pretty soon. Nope, Luna is forced out by the Pharas that are just peeling for their Widowmaker. And Staple does get the kill on Luna, actually, as they're trying to escape. And then another pick on Skyflower. It's absolutely massive. That's a lot of the Pharah damage, a lot of the damage to the Pharas is taken out of the fight.
going to be a good opportunity for something to happen, but wow, that's a double sticky bomb. Gets them taken care of. Nothing to worry about at this point. There's a barrage here, like you said, available to be used at any moment, and 3 Echoes, 3 Soldiers is not a composition I see often, but given the fact that it's every other player playing the Pharah or Echo and the Soldier, it's pretty aesthetically pleasing to look at.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just a bunch of rockets flying in the air, a bunch of bullets just like shooting upwards. It's very interesting to see just aesthetically on the screen, just all of these special effects going around, and you know, this varies completely from Goats, whereas Goats is just like special effects vomit. This is almost like artwork.
According to me, Goats is artwork, so you know you better watch your darn mouth there.
Yeah, it's artwork that they just decided wasn't art anymore after a few years.
Yeah, well, it's art that's so beautiful that Blizzard couldn't comprehend it and introduced Warlock.
Oh, so it's modern art.
Oh, shut up! Shut up right now.
I'm sorry. Oh boy.
Well, it's a good pick from Night Moon. It's another good pick from Night Moon. Night Moon looking to be a threat with the Mercy. The Glock is up and running, pretty potent.
Yeah, and it was interesting. Luna pulled out the visor. You'd think that would be able to just tear apart a team like this, but they ended up getting melted down. And again, we see a situation where ARM is walking out on their own into a barrage of damage, and it's insane. Rubik's going to that Hanzo, which is a weird pick. They can really only hit the Widow consistently enough. The Pharah Mercy is going to be really hard to get value against, so let's see how well this Hanzo pick does. It doesn't look like it's going to be that valuable, though, as they do get traded by Ure, so it's going to be interesting to see if they keep that Hanzo or swap to anything else.
Yeah, pretty threatening composition when you really look into it. 2 Widows, 2 Pharahs, 2 Mercies. The Mercies have targets to go to once the Pharahs go down, because Widowmakers can often play in 2 sight lines as much as they want, and it's a good visor from Walrus, who, by the way, Aurum almost has no duplicate characters, and once they duplicate a character, then they will really have no duplicate characters except for the duplicate character.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, they're given the opportunity to go no limits, and they're picking their own route at this point. You know, they figured if we can't make duplicates work, might as well try individual things, and it looks like they're able to make some kind of leeway here. They're able to break the defenses of Indigo and take a little bit of space, push that card a little bit more, and maybe we'll see a cap here.
So how do we stop it when the enemy team doesn't have 6 heroes that we can easily counter with our own 6 heroes? Easy. Torbjorn. Hammer.
Torbjorn.
That's the answer. Hammer going to get the potential kill onto Rubik's, but the Translocator is down and available to be used in Yoshi. With the copy immediately stopped by Mizumi. You're not copying nobody, son. Get back.
I'm not sure if you saw either, but it does look like Mate did use a duplicate but fell off of the map somehow, sending them right back to spawn. You know, it would have been interesting to see that, how that even works out, who they copied and why they copied over the only ravine on the map is an interesting decision, but
yeah, not quite sure how it happened, but there is a Mei on the field for Yoshi. You know, said it earlier, said it again, I'm not a huge fan of playing against Mei, but interesting hero to watch, interesting hero to play, in my opinion, and play with. She's very overrated in her hate, and ooh, that's an aggressive punch from Obese Walrus. Does get punished. Yoshi does get a kill of their own, though.
Yeah, I think this Doomfist is going to be very crucial on behalf of Indigo here against these, you know, against the enemy Doomfist and the potentially the Mei as well. But I think the Mei is going to get more value against these Torbjorns. They can easily right-click the turrets, wall off any damage coming in, make a ton of space with those walls, and hopefully the rest of the team can capitalize. Skyflower does use the Valk. They are about to hit overtime and see if they're able to pick up any kills here and potentially push point. 2 kills do come in, make it 3. It looks like they might get the cap unless Indigo is able to touch and potentially get some picks of their own.
Yeah, it's a good sign of life from Aurum to finally get that second objective and a little bit of tactical crouching just to make sure that the birds don't headshot you, Rubik's.
There is a Widow on the field, so you never know if you know, you go in for your kill and you don't want to get shot by that Widow. You gotta just tactically crouch a little bit.
That's a good point. I did say birds, which sounds stupid now that I think about it, but there's a lot
those
of
birds are dangerous too, man. I don't know.
I mean, crows are vengeful, spiteful creatures when you really look into it. And that is a genuine scientific fact. I think it's super interesting. Let's not get into it right now. What we should be getting into is Obese Walrus on a tear on the Doomfist.
Yes, this Doomfist proving to be very beneficial against more of these ground-focused heroes. Now that Indigo swapped up to heroes that don't necessarily need to leave the ground, aside from the Mercy, the Doomfist is able to clean up, and I believe that was 4 kills on behalf of Obese Walrus for that fight, with Mate being able to pick up 2 more, but the Mei is being a menace in the backline for any surviving Indigo players, and they're able to clean it up. I think we're going to see an overtime be overtime for third point here.
Very likely, and would you say that Yoshi is being a menace? That didn't work. A menace, I
regret coming here.
Yeah, a lot of people would, but it's a good meteor strike, and actually finishing with time in the bank means you have 12 more seconds to get the cap.
Yeah, that's actually really big for them, because those 12 seconds could determine, capping first point, especially if RM walks out to another barrage of Far Mercies. Being able to have that extra time to compose themselves. Granted, 12 seconds isn't a ton of time in Overwatch. It could just be enough. Could give them some kind of advantage to potentially cap first and get some kind of play made here. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do, what kind of comp they pick up. I imagine Indigo is going to go with this Far Mercy comp again because it was so effective first point. And we might see the soldiers come out again from Aram just because it was so effective. Oh, and it doesn't look like it.
You said that you're going to have to look into the strategy. There's no strategy in EU Harmony. It's just Reinhardt. That's all it is. They said it in the chat, and Aurum immediately knew. Let's play 5 Ryans ourselves, and a Lucio just for the heals and speed.
Just WM1 ourselves a point, and whoever decides to live the longest will be able to come out victorious in this battle. It's interesting, Mizumi being able to pick up that Symmetra instead of the Lucio. It's going to be good for that spawn TP to get everybody back quickly. But also, there's a little bit more shield damage there. There's a lot of shields to get charge on that Symmetra left click, so if they're able to get that 3 charge, they can melt shields, and shields aren't going to be that important during the Rhine brawl anyways, but it's a lot more damage than a Lucio. Actually, it does look like Aram is able to pick is going with the Oh, I confused who was attacking first. That's fun.
That's a lot of Reinhardt all swinging at each other. It's Aurum coming out on top early. They get 4 kills so far in this fight. 2 Reinhardts versus 3, and that's not what they expected. Obese Walrus said it's cheating. I mean, there was no illegal maneuvers, if you ask me. No roofs have been slid across, so it looked perfectly legal, if you ask me.
Mizumi does swap back over to that Rhine to make it a Rhine v Rhine battle here. Nightmoon trying to escape, but doesn't get it. It does look like Aram is able to hold point here, potentially. It's kind of just a big brawl.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
This is what an 8-player free-for-all in Smash Brothers looks like. Just a bunch of people swarming to the same exact spot, hitting each other with the high-powered melee hits. And I mean, it should be the cap for Indigo, but it's Reinhardt 6v6. I want this to go as long as humanly possible. Nobody switch, nobody stop. Just a Reinhardt hammer, or hammer justice, honor, Reinhardt.
Reinhardt, and it's coming down to whoever can swing the most. And honestly, their left shifts, the Reinhardt charge is doing a lot of work. They cap point, but get off.
They do end up defending the objective, which is a pretty impressive given the fact that it looked like it was not super holdable at that moment, but they managed to get back in time, given the fact that overtime doesn't, you don't get an extra 30 seconds by capping first on hybrid, only 2 CP, and all right again. Kizo is very much not looking forward to it, but it could be a situation. Yeah, just go above and watch. That's all you need to do.
It's absolutely Rhine vomit all over the screen, just seeing who is able to come out on top. Interesting choices for Indigo, or for Aram, though.
Yeah, there's only 10 or 9 Reinhardts in the field. Don't worry, Kizo. You should feel better about that. But yeah, I mean, that extra 12 seconds means that you're not going to have a last-minute overtime fight, no matter how long this first fight goes, unless obviously it goes for like a minute. But if you make this first fight go real quick, which you easily could make it go really, really quick, then you have a second, maybe even third opportunity to get into this first point.
And if you see the DPS on the side of Aram, you know what they're trying to do. They're trying to just go straight to point, doing the TP over the initial building here. Let's see if they're able to pull it off. But Indigo is holding close. They're potentially might gonna walk out on them.
They're not
It
able to
doesn't look
scout
like
this.
it though. They're able to get it up, able to get the TP up and get through it. And it looks like only one made it.
Well, one is enough, it seems. They're gonna be just holding on to the spawn doors. Nobody even made it, actually. It's just a bait, like, oh no, they're TPing to the point, and actually I think a couple of the players from Indigo got baited into it and went to the point instead, but they will end up holding on to the first point, and their lower HP, further distance from the spawn, means that if Aurum get back into this quick, they can take advantage of the slightly low HP of, for example, Ure.
Yeah, if Aurum was able to pull that off, that would have been absolutely massive for them. They would have gotten to point, and Indigo doesn't have any speed, so they would have definitely gotten a tick or two, but it doesn't really matter. And Indigo is just kind of outperforming in the all-out brawl.
Yeah, this is the Reinhardt moment. 11 seconds left on the bank, and 2 players from Aurum to potentially make something happen, but doesn't look like it's going to work unless Yoshi, he gets 2. The third falls off the map, and it's Yoshi on the point. Just a little bit of a brain match between him and Mizumi. Obese Walrus now back, another pin, just getting back to the objective. A lot of damage, but it's a shatter that hits 3. No Reinhardts can block it. You think your shield doesn't matter, but you need it to block the shatters, and
they are able to win.
They get the map win. Aurum, after not getting a single map the entire game, do not get swept through, do not lose it out, and who knew we would see 2 maps of goats?
That was absolutely massive for Yoshi, able to pull up those 2 kills on point and sustain long enough for the rest of the team to get back, and Indigo just wasn't able to touch. They only needed to cap the point and go 1 meter, and they were able to win the map, which is absolutely massive for Aurum. We still don't have a full sweep in All-Stars in Tranquility, which is, massive. Aurum was like, we don't want to be the first in history to get full swept in All-Stars. It's not going to be today. Yoshi was like, no, we're just going to win this. And we do have Aurum taking a map.
Well done for Aurum. Indigo, not quite. You're still glad that you get the match win. You do have the bragging rights of, haha, we're better. 150 players have now won games in the All-Stars, assuming that it's just 6 players every single time, which it's not, but I'm going to run with that narrative because it sounds cooler. 160 is where we're at.
It's an absolutely massive match today, and it looked like a lot of fun, honestly, and that's kind of what All-Stars is. That's just like any, pro American football All-Stars or any of these other leagues that get all the best of the best together to play some games together from all different walks of life, from all different teams and nationalities. It's just about having a lot of fun. And EU Harmony All-Stars was definitely about having fun. It seemed like everybody had a good time. Nobody was really sad about losses or super happy about wins. It was just about having a good time, and it looked like our EU Harmony tier was able to deliver a ton of fun for stream and for honestly everybody else that was able to participate, and I'm honored just that I was able to watch even half of it, so I had a really good time.
Yeah, and don't forget, as we're about to head off, we do have another stream in less than 4 hours. I'm doing this again in like 3 hours. Great. Where we're going to be doing the NA Tranquility tier, or Transcendence tier, sorry, at 8:30 p.m. tonight EST. Don't forget to come into it. And I'm going to be with Kizo. She's going to be our producer again. And as I always say, thank your producers, thank your observers. They do the best work, except for this one. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day.
I love a little conversations, and I don't want you to go changing, 'cause girl, you're just so comfortable. Girl, you're just so comfortable. Girl, you're just so comfortable. I hope that you just feel it all too. 'Cause girl, you're comfortable, let's go. Feels so good just when I roll through. And I just think it's so crazy what you do to me. Girl, you're the brightest thing, you know that. And I really need you to show it. So turn around, let me get you on the court.